Hi, everyone. I'm Vanette, and I am a brand and innovation strategist and the principal of Comet Chaser. So pretty much what a strategist is we help figure out your brand strategy. And strategy is, I like to say, informed decisions on how to win, right? Especially if there's so many brands, there's so many products, there's so many services out in the world, like how do I choose the right one for me as a customer or consumer? And on the brand side, whether you're B2B or B2C, it's all very much the same types of principles. It's like, how do I command customer or consumer loyalty with a capital L is what I like to say. So a little bit about me. I started in advertising and then I ended up in packaging design. And then I ultimately found my happy place in upstream and branding innovation. And in my 14 years of going around the block, like I've been lucky to work on all the big brands like the Googles, the Nestle's, the Anheuser-Busch InBevs, the Diageo's, the Unilevers, the Bayers of the world. Like there's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I've also been very lucky where I've been working with great small but mighty like founder brands as well. So like my client I just finished out with right now, Bandic Project Management, was a great founder brand that's B2B, Super Zero, Exponent, Sunrise Session. I pretty much touched everything in my career so far, from like cars to light bulbs to beauty to liquor to biotech to construction project management. There's opportunity everywhere, and branding touches literally everything under the sun. So having been around the block and seen and touched a lot of different brands and categories, I wanted to share with you today 8 typical branding pitfalls I see over and over again and what to do about them. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen. Those are my doggies. So these are the 8 typical branding pitfalls I see over and over again. So the first one is a biggie. But actually, when you understand the very basics of branding, it's very easy to solve. So it's about not having an inspired why. Branding is all about emotional aspiration, right? We're so focused on the functional, we're so focused on the what, we're so focused on like the how every once in a while, but like not why we do things. At the end of the day, we all yearn and aspire for the same couple of things, and hanging your brand on an emotional aspiration is the key to branding. Second one I see over and over again, and it's very much connected to being functional, not having inspired why, is not having a specific persona. So you have this indistinct everyone persona. So I hear over and over again with these brands, like, I'm for everyone. My products and services for everyone. Yes, that's totally fine, right? Because the key with branding is creating an emotional aspiration where 99.9% of people aspire to be, and I'll get more into that when we do the first video series on the No Inspired Why, when you deep dive into that. But I like to say that when I see a successful brand, I get a specific persona coming out of it, right? Like, and that's something that people, and we craft it in a way where everyone kind of aspires to be that person. Third on the list is undifferentiated expected messaging. So pretty much this is just like you're saying the same stuff as everyone else that you're competing with. So it's just kind of the sea of sameness. So how do we create, differentiation, ownability in your messaging, but still answering the category table stakes that your customer or your consumer expects you to fulfill? Fourth is insuccinct and or nebulous offerings. So this is typically something I see when we are creating a new category entirely, like autonomous vehicles, for example, or a new product. So it could be a new product innovation in the black hair care space, or a new light bulb that we've never seen before. So like, how do we create a succinct way to message that forward? So this is where you want to balance clarity, intrigue, and also reassurance and education for the consumer. So we need all 3 of these things to work together when we're creating something and introducing something new to the world. Fifth on the list is a functional and or an inspiring name. So anyone that's worked with me before knows that naming, I feel like, is one of the hardest things to do, because we're asking for it to do so much, and then we get trademarking involved and all that kind of different types of stuff here. Let me see with my notes what I wanted to say to you guys on that. So this is like all about creating a name that inspires, a name that is easy to say, easy to pronounce, easy to spell, and also be able to trademark in your category. So I like to talk all the time about Just Salads. It's a chain of fast casual, usually for lunch on the East Coast, and they sell more than just salads, right? So like the name doesn't let them stretch beyond that. It's not something that like we're like, yes, let's go to Just Salad today. We're very excited about that, right? So a inspiring name is something that's really important to crack here. And it's something that consumers and customers refer to. That's how they refer to your brand, right? So like getting the right name is very important. Okay, 6 on the list is a confusing or lack of architecture. So this is about making it easy for me to shop, right? Like, so out of all the products or all the services that you offer, you already kind of locked me into the brand. I'm interested now. I want to buy something. I want to purchase a service, or I want to purchase a product from you. Make it easy for me to deselect and get to that quickly, to that shopping cart, or get to that sales introduction that you really want there. And then 7th is indistinct or inconsistent packaging. So you see this a lot where either the packaging looks all like each other. So when you walk the pharmacy aisle, especially, there's always like all the different medications all look like each other. And you're like, how do I find the right thing for me? A good test about this is like if you were to send someone to the market, to the store, like how would you describe this packaging that you're looking for? Like, are you able to have ownable attributes where you're able to tell this person like pretty distinct qualities look for in this packaging so they are buying you the right thing? Like that's a good litmus test there. And or you have inconsistent packaging, right? Like it doesn't hang together as a family, doesn't hang together as a collection. I've seen this happens a lot with brands that have been around for a long time, where they just are shotgunning out different product innovations. And then as a result, you almost get like these collections that are supposed to be cousins to each other end up being very distinct families. It's almost like you have multiple sub brands under one master brand, and it ultimately hurts your master brand because you start, your sub brands and your collections start taking over, and that's not something you want, right? It always needs to pay back to the master brand. And then last but not least is a lack of a credible reason to believe, right? So like we all need reassurance that we're making the right decision here. Like give me 3 to 4 bite-sized stats that reassures me like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to take care of you here. You can take a chance on me. It is okay, right? It can come from like a founder trait, an ingredient story, a proprietary process, whatever that is, right? And if that does not exist within the DNA of the brand in general, then we have other different tactics that I'll talk about of creating credible reasons to believe to bolster up the credibility of the brand. So that's it for this video today, but my goal is to share a video with you on deep diving in each of these 8 different typical branding pitfalls every week or so. But if you have anything else you want to ask me about or anything you're interested in the branding space, feel free to message me directly or comment here in this post, I guess. And if you want to keep on top of when I release these videos, give Comet Chaser page or my page a follow, and we will see you next time. I will be dropping the first video of the series, The Functional No Inspired Why, shortly below. So keep an eye out for that. Okay. Bye now.